All right, y'all. Honestly, I really wasn't gonna touch this topic. There's been a lot of people. We almost at a burnout point with it, but there's been so many different things, new like revelations in this saga. A lot of things that come from the Corey Holcomb Anton Daniels situation. So I got something more from the conversation than just this whole thing of beef on the internet. And that's really what I wanted to talk more about because certain things have already been beaten to death. We already have, two big platforms colliding, two big egos head to head, pause. But it turns into like this Super Bowl match and you got people picking sides. So that's not even really what I want to focus on. Like, I don't want to run the shade page. I'm not really interested in the mess, although man, it's been nothing but mess ever since this started. It's more about manhood, discipline, boundaries, what all of us creators can learn from watching these two heavy hitters just crash out. Because it's really a bigger conversation to be had, and that's what I want to do today. So, if it's your first time here, welcome. Do me a favor and just let me know where you're from in the comments. And we're going to get this going.
Listen, the silence speaks volumes.
All right, first of all, we can get started with like a brief introduction because I don't want to rehash all the details. But for those of you that might not know a whole lot about the situation, as I don't even know how to refer to him, but I'll just say social media personality, Anton Daniels. He's been in the finance. He's kind of ruffles feathers with his like right wing politics and all that kind of stuff. Made an appearance on the Corey Holcomb 5150 show, and this is how it went.
We have a list. I heard everything you said. I can't wait till you tell me how voting makes a difference in this country.
We have a less than 20% voter turnout rate in local.
Ain't nobody going for the sucker shit no more. We got to go.
You're missing it.
You got to uproot the people in power before a real difference happens. Voting is for suckers.
It's not. People that don't vote are ignorant as fuck.
Well, I guess I'm ignorant because I would never participate in no
people
sucker
that
shit.
don't vote. And
I'm going to show up and vote like a sucker.
But
see, real gladiators don't talk. Real gladiators make it happen. And the gladiators, I ain't gonna lie, we are under control right now. We haven't rose up and did what needs to be done.
Who are you under control by?
It ain't. You under control by the people who will motherfucking blow this motherfucker up.
You in LA. I'm in Detroit. I'm in the blackest city in the United States of America. I can move anywhere I want to go. I choose to stay in the core of my city, and I choose to participate in my neighborhood. I choose to tithe to the streets. I choose to put kids through college. I choose to interact and truly use my tax dollars and whatever it is and give jobs. I employ over 50 people. I put my money in my community with my people. So I choose to engage.
When the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it.
Oh my God, this is so crazy.
Do you think that's wrong what I said?
This is so insane.
Is that what I said? I said when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Is that a lie?
This is so insane. You keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and joining in on the court.
No, I think you're doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
We say that. We say that, but here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the downfall of it?
I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men since you've been up here.
You ain't been listening.
You dancing around it.
No,
and that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't give a fuck about none of
Well, I tell you what, watch that dick sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no dick sucking,
you
homie.
say a lot of shit that I don't fuck with either. You
okay, but that gay shit, oh, you
I don't give a fuck about what you talking
Hey, homie, I tell you what.
I'm right here.
Don't put no dick sucking shit. Don't put no dick sucking shit on me, nigga.
I'm from Detroit
Say I suck a dick again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right.
I'm talking to Corey through Phil. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Here's the thing.
Them the games where niggas get into fights. I'm telling you, this is how it jump off.
Corey seems to be a feeler. I'm more of a results-driven guy. Corey seems to be the type of person that goes off of how he feels.
If you notice, I'm doing a lot of explaining to you about how the line can get crossed, but you're doing a lot of telling me what I am. I think that's homosexual behavior.
I said Corey seems to be, meaning that I'm leaving open a door to get corrected. I want him to correct me if I'm wrong, but I still want the freedom to be able to give my opinion. So you don't want me to get my thoughts?
You can have the freedom, brother. What I look like trying to take freedom from you?
No. I'm starting to feel some type of way, bro, because why is everything homosexual to you?
You still talk about me. Homie, this is a gay conversation.
It's not.
When you talking to men who play in riddles and stuff like that, I'm telling you.
You the one that's talking in riddles.
You ain't never been to jail, have you?
Hell no, I ain't never been to jail.
I could tell. I could tell.
You been to jail?
Nope. Nope.
So what the fuck that mean then? He's throwing an intellectual shot right now.
What am I doing?
So without saying it, he's basically saying, oh, you from a different space, so you don't get the way that we move over here. I understand everything that happens when it happens. I'm a chess player. That's what I've been playing my entire life. Okay. Maybe you walked into something that you wasn't expecting.
I don't go with.
Maybe I knew what you was gonna do before you did it.
Maybe.
And I triggered you. Who knows?
Maybe. But I tell you what, that's a dangerous game to play, especially if you got a life that you live in. I try to walk under the code. There's a code out here.
No, you don't. And that's why I said
you say I don't walk under the code?
No, you're hypocritical. I told you that to your face.
The whole world a hypocrite, but what are you talking about?
No, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite when it comes.
I believe you.
When it comes to specifically you moving by a code.
Yeah, you shitted on black people. You shitted on motherfuckers.
I feel like I shitted on you. To your face. To your face.
You still talk about me? It sounds like I'm arguing
because I'm right.
I'll be around bitches and they tell me about myself all the time. Be gone.
No.
That shit don't hurt no feelings. It's probably better this way.
Because I just proved my point.
Be down. So you proved the point. Homie, just gone, man. Just gone, man.
You
gone.
I'm out the jet.
You done did this before. Get your bitch ass Hey, homie.
All right, I'm out.
Get your bitch ass the fuck on. And walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch, nigga. Walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch.
You proved my point.
I got shit to do.
You're right.
Don't bring bitches up here, dog, that you ain't finna stand on.
Right.
Remember I told you that. If you got a bitch with you, explain the bitch. Don't ask her to be on my show, nigga. Can she be on the show? I don't know that bitch, nigga. Now get your whole ass the fuck on and pay for your pussy like you got to. Cake ass nigga.
Now, I gotta be honest, you know we are here because we love drama on the internet. As much as we don't like to admit it, these are the kind of things that gets everybody tuned in. This is where extra dollars I made you probably didn't expect to make, but we can monetize off of creating content. And that's all across the board. So I think a lot of the creators understand this game. You understand that there's some certain points where you just need to be on top of your job, especially if you fall into certain areas of the creator space. Like Kendrick and Drake was a big opportunity for a lot of people to like really cash in. So we have an understanding of what this thing can do. And that's why it's kind of a nasty thing that's happening with this culture, this internet culture, where it's like all publicity is good publicity. It's like taken to the extreme, and people will do a lot of things just to get your attention, because your attention means currency. I think for the creators, whether it's orchestrated, whether it's organic, once the audience gets a hand of it, you kind of lose control of the narrative. I know it's important for everybody to paint the picture and make themselves look the best they can possibly do with, you know, the trickery of their words, because we see these things happen. You wouldn't try to convince us that something else is going on, but most people, I would think, are sharp enough to see exactly what it is. So trying to spin the narrative is almost a waste of time. Once we get a hold of it, we decide. I think it's like a tightrope to walk when you're calling out certain things, calling out certain people, where what's fair game, and then when are you like chasing clout for the currency of it. I see ego is like a massive force that's kind of driving a whole lot of what's happening here. And you see the pride of men come into play where, man, I thought it was so ironic, right? To have this moment right here.
I'm a Christian first. I'm a Christian first. I'm a Christian
Can you
first.
play it?
Yeah.
I'm a gangbanger. 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 First of all, I'm a gangbanger. They didn't gang.
All right. I guess I got to add a little bit of context for the people that are not like loyal 5150 followers. You might not know exactly what that's about. Grady, I think he's been on the Husbands of Hollywood with Kevin. And Grady was like Corey's boy, kind of like his right hand man. So once he showed up on the show, like you saw like the camaraderie between them, it was like a good thing. You know, the Chicago natives, even though Corey will argue about where Grady is actually from, not really important to this conversation, but Grady was somebody that was close to him. They had been out together on the road. And Corey did what he typically does. He'll try to play coy like he don't understand what's going on, but like dry snitching. That's the same thing he did with Anton Daniels. We didn't know nothing about a woman in the background. He was the one that mentioned that. He brought that into play. He did something like that with Grady. And then ultimately, when they had this altercation, you got to see elements of Corey's character that it's like, okay, this is going to be hard to ignore once we start compiling everything. This is one situation with one of his close friends. Here's another one. Bobby, the way he did Bobby, it's like this long line of disrespect, and not just disrespect, but disrespect from people that you tell us that you have all of this reverence for, that you know y'all are good friends. Look at how he did Zoe in the aftermath. All of that was right after. We follow all of this stuff, and for the people that are like somewhat loyal 5150 supporters or whatever it is, if you're aware of this kind of stuff, this is how I got into communication with Zoe Williams, which you know that was interesting, but also like in the 5150 world, like it's how I got introduced to GMS show. Shout out to GMS, 3Gs, the 3Gs podcast, Binky, Bianca, you know, all of them now. That show has evolved a lot from those days, but I watched them in the conversation they had with Jeff Brown, who was sticking up for Zoe. And for anybody that's not 5150, like this is a lot of information that it might not mean anything to you, but the moment is so significant because this is one of your close friends and this is what you do to them in the public. And then for us to have that moment, and then it's funny how life comes full circle. Now we have this.
I'm a dirtbag. I'm a dirtbag. I'm a dirtbag. I'm a dirtbag. You got to pitch his daughter?
That nigga got a picture.
Now the funny thing about that is like one of those is a lie and one of them is the truth. Like which one you think it is? Like I think it's nasty work, man. And I've had to come to this realization with Corey Holcomb years ago. Actually, the Zoe situation right after Grady was like, all right, man, like enough, because everybody is gone. There's no more Freeze Love. There's no more Bobby. There's no more Grady. There's a lot of people gone. And I mean, I understand the cast can change. Like the core of the show remains. That's cool, but there's been a lot of people. Look, I just saw Ryan Davis kind of address issues through third parties and all that kind of stuff. But Ryan has had his issues with Corey. Nate Jackson, man, there's been a lot of good talent that's come through that show, and eventually it's like he just run them away. So we see your character, and you can try to paint yourself to be a good guy, but all of this evidence is showing questionable character at best. And then we compile that with, I guess we're supposed to feel sorry for Corey now that he feels like he's under attack. You know, the 11 situation with TMZ. You add to that what's going on with him and Anton, not to mention a very disrespectful couple of years going at Comedy Hype and John Abba, who I'm pretty sure is having a party right now. But before I even add even more to the pot, it's like, Corey, how are people supposed to feel sorry for you when, like, this has been your brand the whole time? It's fine for you to disrespect people. It's fine for you to say whatever comes to your mind, and people love it. They laugh. They respect you for it. You almost built a cult following of people that no matter what you do and say, you have their support. I think that's a beautiful thing because you can go out doing whatever you want to, and people will still be there for you. But they are sycophants, man. When you can't see through the fog, you become some of what 5150 has been represented as in the comment section. Some of these people are unhinged. And I guess that represents the brand. He wanted everybody to pay attention to the 5150 label, the police code, all of that kind of stuff. I mean, that's cool. It's a cute way to hide behind your treachery. You know, you have not shown yourself to be stand up in any kind of way. And anytime you say you stand on it, you're just saying it loud. You don't actually stand on anything.
I am who I say I am. I stand on it.
So it sounds nice. I know you like to pull other people down. It was such a big deal for you to get Anton to say what the white man has done to destroy America and all of that kind of stuff. He could see what you were doing. He wanted to have a greater and more broader and a more broad conversation than that. But you just wanted to pigeonhole him into this. I see what you're doing and how you're trying to frame me. Like, you don't think people can see through that? Just like we can see through. Uh, you can clean it up however you want to. The video showed us what happened with you and that woman. So, I don't care what happened earlier. I like, who cares? We looking at how you responded to the situation. You're a grown ass man. You got to be accountable for your actions. So the spin job you doing on the public, like, who do you think that's working on? They know what they're doing with this footage, and you gave them everything they needed. So for somebody to be after me, why would I just be laying little breadcrumbs? Why would I just be giving them all of the ammunition they need to destroy me, and then turn around and cry about it? You're a grown ass man. Again, man, this is all about accountability, and your ego, we've seen it on display, man. You could say how you talk to Anton, and yeah, get the fuck out of here. It got real loud when he decided to leave. That man already invited you outside. Fuck what you talking about to your face. Let's go outside. We doing that or not? And he tried to play the game. Oh man, I don't really want to fight. This equipment in here. So he told you was doing it for the internet, and you tried to say, oh, I'm gonna show you. Bro, we gotta be honest with Corey, man. He full of shit. And the fact that there's people that keep acting like it's not what it is, you enabling this shit. Over and over, we keep having these. Like, how many examples do I have to pull out before it's like, maybe Corey got some problems? Like, I didn't mean for this to turn into the like bag on Corey edition, but goddamn, bro, like 5150 is almost 20 years old. So just this portion of the shit has been on display for that long, man. We seen enough from you. All right, maybe we don't know everything that's going on when you go home. We've seen enough from you to be able to draw some character conclusions, bro. You need help. I'm not buying it. Maybe Anton did have some kind of like motive, but even if that is the case, it worked. And then he ate off of that, and the way you respond to that is the nastiest thing I ever seen. It's like, this is why you got to admit to everybody, because you know it's dirty, you know it's low. The fact that you put that man's daughter up for the public to see, it's different if he doing it. But I didn't know what his daughter looked like. You put her up. You got that man, you putting up videos of this man's wife, getting his family involved. Like, bro, when you understand he not coming there trying to threaten you, like, now you feel even more empowered to just do the most foul shit you can think to do. So yeah, you earned it. You boast about it proudly. I thought at the beginning because I'm watching this conflict happen in real time. And maybe this will actually be an opportunity for them to come to some kind of understanding. It didn't go that way. And so now we dealing with like male ego, it's authenticity, like your card is being pulled. Now you got your pride on the line. You gotta do something because this man just said something that like he just lost it. Like, but he didn't go too far. And that's how we knew, like, you just woofing, you know? It's wolf tickets right now. This is all a performance. So I think if y'all had left it at that and just ate off of that situation, it would have been fine. But like where it's going in the aftermath, it's like, okay, like y'all know when you escalate these kind of situations, what happens, right? Like it's already residual effects to this, and there's people outside of y'all altercation getting hurt. I'm seeing all kind of stuff about NDAs and people being pulled into the situation that we never saw on camera. We saw Anton, we saw Corey, we saw D in the middle for a minute before he moved her out of the way. But this is about y'all, man. And okay, you can say one method of disrespect is greater than the other, and so like warranted disresponse. But like at that point, if it's really that serious to you, then what are we talking about? So I don't see you standing on nothing, man. It just sounds cool. But I've never seen it actually. I can't think of one situation where I'm like, yo, that was real stand up of Corey. My critique of Anton, I don't know, man. I think it look a little nasty when you just running it up in the aftermath and having all these internet summits with people talking about the situation, but we in the content game. I do understand that it's certain things that is certain aspects of this situation is not really that big of a deal to me, right? Is get your coin, but sometimes when you reach in the well one too many times, you get yourself in a situation that just spirals out of control, and I think that's what I see Antoine. That's what I see Anton dealing with right now. This is a little bit out of control. So in the aftermath for both of them, it's a situation where I hopefully it doesn't go too far. Hopefully they can learn from this and turn it around. But my my focus is mainly on Corey. It shifted to Corey mostly because of how long I've been a supporter of his show and his comedy because of the dilemma that's been presented and just being face to face with the character of this person. And now you have to make a decision between do I support the person or do I support the art? Is there a way for me to do one without doing the other? Should I even be worried about it? You know? But when you have so many people that actually bank on the things that you say because you're supposed to be so real, you're supposed to be this real person, you know? Like I tell it like it is when nobody else will, right? And it's rare that we don't have a whole lot of people like that. So I understand why it's almost a people's champ situation, man. We want to believe in Corey. We want to believe he's the truth. But we're seeing a lot of things that just say otherwise, man. And there's nothing you can say about Craig because Craig has been consistent throughout this whole thing, throughout his time on the 5150 show. And so is D. D is actually one of the few people that will call out Corey. That's how Zoe jumped into the madness and got himself fired on. You know, he was defending D's honor. And that's a little bit ironic for me. But D will actually call Corey out. They go back and forth all the time. Outside of that, typically the people that have issues with Corey and call him out, they don't stick around too long. So, you know, make of that whatever you will. I know it's a lot of opportunities in business that we got to think about before we just sever ties with people or jump out of the character that we've been presenting the whole time. I know what I've seen from Craig Smith outside of the comedian is I think Craig is like a really good dude. But I don't know what it's like being in that situation. You know, because when I know this questionable character is something I'm gonna address with a person, And if I see that it's something that's going to be a problem in the future, which clearly it has led to time after time, I'm probably going to make my exit. Unless there's some kind of motive for me to stick around. So who knows? I don't know. It's just strange to see somebody sit there and defend it or look the other way. You know, I could understand you saying in the situation with not Craig, with Corey and Zoe, that look, man, I'm like the little homie that's business just like beyond my pay grade. I can't jump in the middle of those two. I get what you're saying. But we starting to see the pattern with that too. So, man, it ain't a diss to Craig. It's just I don't get it. I don't understand. Other than to say I get it. The thing is, bits and pieces of what we see from Corey. Damn, I'm tongue tied like a. This recording, right? Yeah. All right. The thing is, I think bits and pieces of what we see from Corey on the 5150 show is just a caricature because he's had plenty of opportunities to stand on whatever it is he was saying, talking crazy. Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, Anton Daniels, even. We just saw it happen. We just saw this man get multiply. We just saw this man get disrespected multiple times. And if y'all think he stood on it, I don't know what you was watching. I don't really want to have that conversation with you because your eyes need you need to check. I get that the drama spikes the views, but I think we are rewarding it a little bit too much, which is why I'm like careful not to put too much on that part of it. I think there's a great opportunity for us to like face the fact that just because you make it to a certain age doesn't determine the amount of maturity that comes along with that. And we seen a lot of immaturity out of people that were supposed to be some kind of leader or example in the community for whatever it is. Corey is supposed to stand up for it. That's why Anton Daniels made his comments about pandering to black people. Corey has his moments where, he mentioned the nation and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, I know it's people from different sectors of the diaspora, I guess, that support Corey. He has a voice in the community. And that's how he's been able to like really sell his brand and kind of market himself over the internet and obviously then on stage for years. He's been able to do it without Hollywood, which is something I think a lot of people respect. Even though he's gotten a couple of licks and a couple of good looks too, but he's talented enough to pull it off. It's not like that was a terrible performance. I don't know. That was all about the look. They just looked out for him because he kind of trashed. Now Corey's talented, but that talent means nothing when everybody keeps seeing just like Corey got caught up in between trying to protect his ego and trying to protect the brand. And that's another tightrope to walk. It's another hard line. You got to figure out what's more important to you. Because I don't expect a 50-year-old man to put his hands on anybody, especially over words. And when words are what you do as a profession, especially offensive ones, that's the genre that you fall into. It's almost shock jockish. This is what you do. And so that's the energy that you attract that explains a lot of the situations that you find yourself in. And you try to be slick about weaseling your way out of it, but we see your game. You've been running it too long. That's how a man could sit there and tell you in your face that I studied you. I believe he did. And you almost crashed all the way out. So this is actually a message of love. It's kind of tough to watch Corey go through this, and I can understand him feeling like, man, they out to get me. But you're doing a mighty fine job of handing them all of the ammo that they need. You are doing a bang up job of putting your head right in that guillotine. They gonna chop your head off, bro. I would hate to see it happen, but Man, sometimes you make your bed. I don't know what y'all want me to say. Pride coming before the fall, man. And this could possibly be us watching the fall of Corey Holcomb. So, you wanted the circus, man. You invited it. You celebrated all of the foolishness. And now you got to live in it. I hope it ain't the worst. I hope you're able to bounce back. And I'm not reveling in this tough time for you over anybody else, but we got to be honest about this, man. Like the same way that the Wendy Williams situation was a little complicated and it is polarizing. It split people on how they felt about Wendy and the things that she was saying over the years, the situation she got into with, on a personal level with some of the people that she was dealing with in that industry. Man, y'all almost in the same boat. I don't really see a whole lot different other than I actually have some nasty situations that I can pull up on YouTube and watch the whole show of you just being a dirtbag. It's not a good look, man. At a certain point, it ain't funny. Like, it's who you are. And you don't have to prove nothing to me. I've been watching for a long time. I don't have to mean nothing to you. But I hope that this situation resolves itself where you don't have to fully pay the price. But I don't know if if that happens, I don't know if it'll be enough for us to see a change either. Because look, it's tired jokes, it's the same format. It's not a whole lot going on the 5150 show anymore. And that's because you lost pillars on the show. You lost building blocks that added to the substance. It's missing. And so now we got these viral moments. You thrive off of that. So I almost had to ask for a minute, like, is this like contrived? Is this a script? Am I watching something really happen? But it's a couple of tales that let me know, oh no, this is real. I know it's unfortunate, but sometimes, like I said, we make our beds, man. So I don't. Pity is not what I feel. Like I said, it's tough to watch, but man, we all grown, and sometimes you get what you deserve. So I guess that's where I'm gonna leave it today. I didn't want to keep adding fuel to the fire, but what I focus on is a little bit of a shift in the conversation because y'all know I focus more on manhood. I focus more on accountability, credibility, all of these kind of things that just really speak to your integrity. That's what it's all about. I think Corey and Anton in this situation really acts as a mirror for all of us because it's been chaos in the creator streets for years. This is not just some isolated incident. This kind of stuff is happening all the time. And this is what gets us excited. But it's also what a lot of people fear. And all it takes is one personal situation in this space to really like reframe the way you look at all of this chaos. Like I understand at the end of the day, like all creators are human and I understand we all need the space to grow. But it's like you don't have to prove yourself to the internet. You don't have to prove yourself to strangers. Like you don't have to let a crowd decide who you are. I think a real flex, a real manhood move is protecting your peace, protecting what you built, and not letting that noise get so loud that it crowds your judgment and makes you forget what the mission is. My hope, even for myself included, is that we all learn a lesson from this, that you hold on to your authenticity, that you keep it solid, man. Don't let the internet turn you into a caricature. Yeah, shout out to everybody listening. Keep building, keep growing, keep choosing the bigger version of yourself. Whatever drama this world is throwing at you, don't let it pull you out of who you actually are, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Until next time, stay solid. I love you. And I'm out.